Picture this. You are 11 years old. You have been waking up before sunrise to deliver newspapers in the freezing cold. Before that, you sold chewing gum door to door. You took on odd jobs. You looked for small ways to make money when most kids were thinking about something else entirely. By the time you were 11, you had already saved $120. That was not luck. That was a child learning one of the most important lessons in wealth building very early. Money is not just for spending. Money can be put to work. Warren Buffett was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and by the early 1940s, he was already thinking differently about money. His father worked in the investment world, so stocks and business were not abstract ideas in his home. Even as a kid, Buffett was curious. He read, he watched, he asked questions, he paid attention. He was not just hearing about money, he was trying to understand how it worked. He was learning how wealthy people think long before he became wealthy himself. At age 6, he was already selling chewing gum door to door. And what matters is not just that he sold gum. What matters is how he thought about it. He was paying attention to what sold. He was noticing what worked. He was learning even at that age that selling is one thing, but understanding what sells best is another. That is already business thinking. That is already analysis. That is already the beginning of an owner's mindset. Then came a turning point. At age 10, Buffett found a book called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. That book changed how he thought. It pushed him to think bigger. Not just about earning money once, but about building systems and assets that could keep producing money over time. By age 10 and 11, he was running newspaper routes and tracking what he made carefully. This is important. He was not just earning, he was measuring. He was tracking, he was thinking. And then came the decision that would become one of the most important lessons of his life. Warren and his sister pooled their money and bought 3 shares of Citi Service. The price was $38 per share. For a young kid, this was a big deal. This was not play money. This was real savings, real effort, real emotional weight. And almost immediately the stock dropped from $38 down to $27. In just a short time, he was down hard. And that is where the real lesson begins. Because the pain was not only the number on the screen, the pain was psychological, the pressure was emotional. His sister kept asking about the money. He had to feel that mistake again and again. And when the stock finally climbed back to $40, Buffett sold. He got out. Not because the business changed, not because the long-term opportunity disappeared, but because the pressure stopped. He felt relief. And then the stock kept going, not to 50, not to 60, all the way to $202 per share. That became one of the most expensive lessons of his investing life. And Buffett never forgot it. From that one experience, he learned a few rules that shaped the way he invested for decades. Rule number 1, buy and hold good assets. Rule number 2, give them time. Rule number 3, do not let short-term emotion force long-term mistakes. That lesson shows up again and again in Buffett's life, because after that he kept thinking like an owner. At 14, he bought a used pinball machine for $25 and placed it in a barber shop. That sounds small, but look at the thinking behind it. He was not spending money just to own something. He was spending money to own something that could produce more money. The machine started generating cash, then he bought another machine, then another. Soon he had multiple machines in different barbershops. That is not just hustle. That is systems thinking. That is asset thinking. Eventually, he sold that small pinball business for $1,200. A tiny machine had become a real asset. And by 14, he also used savings to buy farmland. Again, not because he planned to work the land himself, but because he understood the bigger idea. Own something productive. Let it generate value. Let it pay you over time. By his mid-teens, Buffett was already thinking in assets, stocks, small businesses, farmland, different forms. Same principle. Put money into things that can produce more money. So what should we actually copy from young Warren Buffett? Not the exact stock, not the exact business, not the exact decade. What we should copy is the mindset. Good habits, good assets, good thinking. Think like an owner. That is the real message. Most people stay focused on spending. A smaller number focus on saving. But the people who build real wealth eventually learn to focus on owning. Owning assets. Owning productive things. Owning systems that continue working after the first effort is over. That is why Buffett's early story matters. It is not just a story about a smart kid. It is a story about how wealth is built in plain sight. One decision at a time. One habit at a time. One lesson at a time. If there is one lesson to take from all of this, it is simple. Buy good assets. Give them time. And think like an owner, not just a spender. Quick disclaimer. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial advice. Please do your own research before making investment decisions. And if you want more stories like this about money, investing, and how wealth is really built, subscribe to Wealth in Plain Sight. See you in the next one.